What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerd Castle for the next episode of the Long Dark Story Mode. My name is Splattercat, and if we go ahead, I've actually found some interesting stuff. If we go into the people menu right here, there are things that she wants, and if you give them to her, you can drop it wherever, I guess. I don't really know exactly how this plays out, but she's got things that she wants that will raise her trust, and at different trust levels, you will unlock new things like new missions, new storyline, new boots, new items, and things of that nature. I think that's a pretty cool little feature right there, but as of right now, we have a quest that we need to take care of, and until we take care of that quest, we've got to gather food for the Grey Mother wherever you can find it and put it inside of her fridge. That's going to be a little bit of a tough order to follow because ain't a lot of food around. I'll be honest with you. Food is a little bit lacking at the moment. It's not something that I have a lot of. And so getting back out here and trying to make do with the fact that we need to give her things that we actively need ourselves is a tough spot to be in. As far as coming into town goes, oh, it's a wolf and it's chasing after a bunny. Leave me alone, don't bite me like you bit the bunny. Please don't bite me like you bit that bunny. The bunny was a douche, but I'm a nice guy. Okay, so now that he knows I've sung the songs of nice guys, it's a fairly popular hymn. The hymn. It's a pretty popular hymn when you're up in Canada. You know, if you ever find yourself in trouble in Canada, you sing that song, and it will summon 1,000 Canadians bearing warm drinks and warm clothing to save you. It's an option. It's always there. You can do it. Let me know what you thought about the face cam in the previous episode. If you guys liked that and you thought that that was something that was worthwhile, by all means, I can continue doing it for future episodes. For right now, just did the one little test episode during this batch to see how people felt about it, and if they liked it, I'll start making it a part of like everything I do, I guess. I have to get a new camera, though. My camera, unfortunately, is not doing what I want it to do. As far as food goes, I don't know exactly where I want to get food from. I haven't seen a whole lot of options. In the quest description, it said we can ransack ourselves a gas station. I think that's probably the best go. So let's go break into the gas station down here and make it happen, Captain. Gas station it is, although a little bit too gassy here today. Their gas price is $8.88 a gallon. Woo! Man, when that demand goes up, they'd be paying out the ass for that stuff. I don't know what I would do if it was $8.88 a gallon. We might have to invest in like public infrastructure or something. Finally get people to be like, listen, we need buses. This is not working. This is not working for anybody. $8 a gallon? Dude, that's like $100 per fill-up for my car. That's brutal. And I don't even drive a truck or nothing. I got a Chrysler 300, and that'd still be too much for me. Damn, son. Everybody be swapping over to them electric cars in a heartbeat. Free pry bar right there, though. I'll take that. Inside, I don't think we can do anything with the gas pumps. What can I do inside the gas station? I just got to break the door open with my little crowbar. Yeah, let's do it. I always wonder why they call it a crowbar. It doesn't look like a crow. Like, it doesn't even remotely look like a crow. I guess if you stand it up sideways and look at... Ooh, a lantern! Yay, yeah, you bet your sweet ass it'll end up being useful. Is the voiceover guy for our character... Is that Commander Shepard? I can't tell. Like, every now and again it sounds kind of like Commander Shepard, but then it doesn't sound like Commander Shepard like 5 minutes later. And I'm like, is it Shepard? I can't tell. Free candy bar! Yay, no more cash. I'm sure you're going to have to because we need to ransack this place. You don't have a choice. We're going to have to get it. So there's nothing inside those cardboard boxes right there. We don't have a lot of lantern fuel to play around with. What do I do with an ore? Do you break it down for wood? Okay, so I guess I can break it down for wood if I really need to. Some more matches right there. Apparently this was a paddlin' town. A town where paddlins were in order. Anything in the register? Not a damn thing. Okay, we've got some dog food, sardines. Yeah, that's looking like the stuff that we need in order to make this happen. Let's break this down real quick. See if there's anything inside the boxes. I don't know that there is, though. Sometimes there is, sometimes there isn't. It really kind of comes down to whether or not you want to spend the time busting shit apart to get what you want. We got a big crate right there, a big crate, mate. We got beef jerky on the flow. You ever had that floor jerky? That floor jerky life? Hey, you got to eat what you got to eat when you're hungry. I'll be honest, you'd be lining up for some dog food after a couple of days without any food. Believe me, I done gone hungry. It ain't fun. Wouldn't recommend it. Not an experience I would put on anybody. We'll have candy bars. That is the sad truth about me before YouTube. Is that that's how broke I was, dude. I was sleeping on the floor. Didn't have a mattress or anything, dude. No food, no nothing. Going hungry like 2 nights a week. And that shit is brutal. It eats at your brain, dude. You can't do anything when you're in that situation. Like, you can't think your way through problems because your brain don't feel like it's working right. Like, it's hard to sleep. That's the worst part, too, is when you're hungry, dude. You can't sleep for shit when you're hungry because your stomach hurts so damn bad. We got nothing over there. But then, like, you're too proud to, like, I don't know, call your parents or whatever it is and be like, hey, can I get, like, 20 so I can buy some food? See, that's my problem is I got that thick pride. I'll just starve to death. I don't believe in asking for help. At least I try not to. Maybe a personality flaw, maybe not. I don't know. Different people tell you different things. We're on like a nice little loot fest right now. Coming up with a way to really sort of segregate our stuff from this old lady's stuff, I think is going to be key into getting things done here. Other than that, we've got a few more just random shelving. Ooh, Pinnacle Peaches. Yeah, it sounds good. I think we can handle that. We got some piping back here. Is it piping hot, though? That's always the question that you got to answer. In the dead of the night, is the piping hot? Is it hot? Search this locker over here because it's locked, which means, ooh, a windbreaker and a wool toque. Hell yeah. Some driving gloves. Got those right there. Our lantern's flickering up a little bit, so what we need to do with that is we need to take it, and we go into our light sources menu or our tools menu. We're going to go to this thing right here. We're going to take an action to refuel it. We don't have a ton of fuel. Make sure you turn off your lantern before you sleep and other stuff like that. Otherwise, you'll get yourself into trouble. Just stuff to ponder because you really don't want to waste your fuel in this game if you can help it. I'm going to run out the back because I think we've basically gotten everything we're going to get across this adventure. I would love to look around a little bit further. But the truth in this case is we've basically hit a lot of the houses. We've hit up a lot of the stuff that's around. We've got a fog bank that's rolled in too. And I'm really against, like very much against. I don't want to get myself into trouble by getting lost in a fog bank and having to make campfires and everything else, burning through our supplies and stuff like that if I can't help it. So I'm going to avoid it. Meanwhile, we do need food. So let's jump into our food menu. We need to get ourselves fed. As far as the old lady goes, she eats second. And that's just the sad truth of the matter is that, like, I'm going to take first dibs on everything in here that looks good to me. Anything that'll fill my stomach up and get a little bit of sugar into my system is what I'm looking for. We'll go on some little calorie binges here. A little bit of meat right there that we haven't cooked, unfortunately. I'm going to eat the sardines. I'm not a big, the last resort sardines. No kidding, man. Sardines are gross. I ain't feeling sardines. If they went extinct all of Futurama, I'd be perfectly okay with it. Let's go see what we can drop off back with the old lady. I'm basically just going to try and split things in half. Like she gets half, I get half, so that we can adventure a little bit further out and see if there's anything else down the road. So back inside the old lady's digs, we need to drop off some stuff in the fridge. I'm going to give her the majority of the sodas because I already have my water needs taken care of, so I don't think there's a reason for me to hold on to those. I think it's a good plan to kind of donate that to her cause. As far as coffee goes and everything else, I'm going to give her the busted-ass rancid meat over here because why not? Chocolate bars and everything else, yeah, I'll give her some granola bars, see if that'll hold her over, and I'll keep the remainder of the food. We are carrying around too much water with us right now. That almost filled it up by halfway, though, so we're making good progress. We just kind of got to find a middle ground, in all honesty. We got frostbite risk. Cover up the afflicted area or find some warm before frostbite develops on my hands. Oh, my gloves got eaten off. Jesus. Okay, well, let's put on some gloves then. We'll throw on some driving gloves. Oh, they aren't fingerless. Never mind. Instead of the cotton toque, we are going to wear the wool toque because wool is always better than cotton. That's because of its heat retentive quantity or qualities. Cotton, when it gets wet, loses almost all of its heat retention, whereas wool, even when it's wet, maintains heat retention. At this point, we've got to make kind of a critical guess about what we want to do with our time. We can strike off in a direction, but lacking a compass, navigation is going to be a little bit challenging. We also have a wolf over here who does not appear to be aware of us. I turned around at just the wrong moment. I was going to try and loot that rabbit, but I don't think it's going to work. We can play a little bit of scavenger mode, you know, and just trying to steal the things we need from wildlife. That is a completely legitimate survival strategy that some animals employ. But for us right now, he's a little bit more ferocious and terrifying than we are. And I can't afford to break too much more of my gear, so I'm going to try and stay out of trouble for right now. In the meantime, let's get back out here and see what we can find. Out to the backside of town, it looks to me as though we've got kind of a little berm over here. I was looking around for cellars. Sometimes with these busted-ass buildings, they've got like storm cellars or something like that alongside them. Something to think about when you're looking around for resources. Trying to stay up out of this wolf's maw, too. I would love to not get eaten today. If I could avoid that, that would be fantastic. I'm going to follow this little bluff down, and we'll see what we find out this way, because I don't think we're going to get that lady's quest done right this second. I don't know where we drop off, like, the ancillary things that she wants. And so the old lady wants stuff like a can opener, but I don't know where I drop those things off, whether or not I just hand it off to her or how that's going to play out. I'm going to keep on running. We got a bedroll now, which means we can spend the night outside if we really need to. I just need to get a gap on this wolf so it's not following me anymore. I'm getting tracked at the moment. And there's another one over there, too. Damn, dude. It's almost like stalker mode out here. It's like wolf mode. Jesus. They're everywhere. Keep trucking, pal. Don't you dare stop. Yeah, you better turn around on that dude. You better stare him right in his eyes and threaten him with that axe. I've got a rough idea that we're going to find a farmhouse if we cut around to the right over here. This orchard has got to have somebody living around here, and typically there's somewhere around like the center of the plantation or the center of the location. We've got Paradise Meadows Farm, sticks laying around, but with the low visibility, there we go. That's what I was searching for. Now we got it. And if we found the barn, the house is probably nearby somewhere. But for now, we'll just hit the barn. We'll get up inside of here and see if there's anything useful that we'll be able to apply ourselves to. Oh, shit, there's a wolf inside. Slash that fool. Get him up out of here. Holy shit, dude.
Holy shit.
Oh, it's a dead guy. A lockbox key that was found at Milton Farm. Okay. Wonder what kind of lockbox we're talking about here. Got a snare for rabbit catching. Might be useful to have when we get back into Milton. It does seem like there's some pretty decent rabbit traffic around there. Might be able to pick something up. Both these drawers are more than likely not going to have that much of interest, but we do have a workbench. Unfortunately, I haven't really unlocked any recipes yet that we're going to be able to use. Inside the cardboard boxes, I'm not seeing anything of use, so we're going to go ahead and let this place slide right by us. Anything inside the vehicle?
Maybe a dead battery.
Maybe a dead everything, dude. That EMP shock or whatever it was knocked out everything. So I think it's a fairly decent assumption. This area looks kind of similar to Pleasant Valley, but I don't know if that's just like the feeling that I'm getting or if that's actually the case.
Door's locked. Maybe the keys are around here somewhere.
So we need a farm key. Shit. That's not a good feel. What about the back door? Is the back door alright? We got work gloves, some reclaimed wood. I'm not seeing a back door, though, unfortunately. We've got a lockbox key. It's possible that they hid the key, like, on top of one of these lanterns. Or maybe under the rug over here. Doesn't look like a winning proposition, though. Doesn't look like something that's going to come out on top for us as far as assumptions go. I don't know what to do with that then. To get into that farmhouse is going to take a little bit more effort than we have available. Gathering up some... Oh, there's a key right there. It's sitting on the dash.
Like the tractor.
Hey, there we go. Got that sucker. All right, so let's go inside and we'll see what we can scavenge from this place. Inside the truck doesn't look like we have much, but that's okay. I don't really care about that. I'll bounce on out. We'll get up out of biggity bounce, 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 biggity bounce. I'll follow our trail back over here to the house. We'll get inside. We may spend the night here. I don't know. There's wood supplies around. I can chop up like various furniture or whatever to keep us warm. Maybe give us a cook fire. Doors unlocked. And we are in, my friends. Okay. So looking at what we've got available. It's a little darker than what I would like. But we do have water supplies in here. We do have another sewing kit, so that's probably good. Stacks of papers laying around just about everywhere. Searching drawers, what do we have going on? Nothing in there. There's a book. I thought it was a flare. That's the only reason I tried to pick it up. We got another soda on that side. Won't turn up my nose at that. There's the lockbox we were looking at. What's inside of here? What you got for me? An emergency kit note. Let me read the text here. The emergency kit is distributed free of charge by the Great Bear Earthquake Memorial Society. Our nonprofit helps guarantee preparedness for any future emergencies. Our motto is We Remember. Okay, so we've got bandages, matches, MREs, flares. Not a bad haul. That MRE is one of those things that she wanted in order to bring her reputation up by like plus 50. And considering last time we only got plus 5 for filling out like 1,000 wood, I might actually go through and just give that to her by hand. with trophies and whatnot over here. A little bit messy, you know, a little bit messy over here, but I think that's okay. We got a utility bill over here. Your account was, oh my god, severely past due. $1,200 on their utility bill. Good lord. Apparently they weren't able to... They haven't do it. They have a leased solar block model BK1. Your account has been brought up to date, and we are more than happy to restore your service. Meter readings are carried out by impartial drones deployed by remote monitoring stations at Great Bear. If you'd like to dispute the reading, please contact your local ombudsman, which, according to our records, is located at missing data. Okay. That sucks, man. Being behind on your bills is weak, too. Been there as well. Definitely been there, too. Life's hard, man. People just get by, and that's all there is to it, dude. You just got to try your best. Keep on skating through and keep your chin up, man. Sometimes it feels like there ain't nothing left to fight for, but you got to keep fighting. You got to keep fighting. That's what makes you human, you know what I mean? The ability to just keep on... Ooh, a can opener. She wanted one of those, too. She wanted a can opener, and that was worth a bunch of reps, so we might be able to build ourselves up a little ways here. With the neighbor's note, we found Molly. Alice was so relieved. Thanks for helping us look. It looks like this time maybe a wolf went after. They seem to be more and more since the quake and closer to town. Fewer people to keep them in check, I guess. Molly's hurt, but I think she'll make it. Watch out, because wolves might come after your dog, too. I know how you feel about wildlife and that you wouldn't shoot a wolf even if you had to, but I hear they don't like loud noises. Roadside flare might do the trick. Yeah, I'd shoot the hell out of... I'll be honest with you, I'd shoot the hell out of one of those dudes if they try to eat my dog. I love my dog. My dog is my best friend. I'd never let anything happen to him. Me and my dog, you're homies. You go after my dog, and it's a ride or die moment. No lie. We can start a fire if we wanted to, but I don't really see a reason to do so. On one of these old steel stovetops. Some peanut butter. Okay. That'll do it, too. Some pretty good calorie density right there. Wool mittens. Probably better than the driving gloves I'm rocking right now. Anything in the briefcase aside from papers? No. We got a soda. I'll take that. Anything I can take back to the old lady to make our lives a little bit easier sounds good to me. Worn dress shirt. Don't think that's going to help out much. Dress shirts tend to be pretty thin. Wool socks I'll take because I can repair those and get them back into shape. And I think that's what I'm leaning towards right now. Metal containers. What you got? A book. A bunch of books and some newsprint. A ski jacket. Hell yeah. Okay. Inside this big old Siemens trunk. Giggity. Some busted ass boots. Actually, I can salvage those. I'll take them. That's gonna make us a little bit overburdened, very overburdened. But you got to do what you got to do, I guess. We got brooms and books and papers and all kinds of things in here that would normally be useful if I was playing survival mode. But since we're probably gonna be transient in this playthrough, running around all over the place, I don't think it's actually gonna end up being, well, that useful. It looks like we've basically hit the end of the supplies that were available here, but it was a nice little cache. This room right here might have something going on for us, although I'm having trouble viewing it. Yeah, there's some food right there. So we got dog food, cardboard boxes sitting around, some saltines, some Pinnacle peaches, and some sardines. So there is food around. You just got to kind of look and find it. It's just not going to be, you know, right there looking for you. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little break right here, and then we'll head back to the old lady's house after we've had ourselves a little bit of a rest, because we're in rough shape for right now. I think that's probably in our better interest. I am going to wait this out. So I'm back outside. Now that we have visibility, it looks like this is actually like a unified farm. They've got two sides over here. They've got another set of property over there to the left. Not much of an orchard, in all honesty, with the spacing of the trees. I don't know what they're growing out here. Those trees need a lot of spacing in between them. I am doing my damnedest to get back to the old lady, but we're carrying a bit too much loot right now, which I think is going to make this slow going. So bear with me, but I promise we'll get there eventually. Made it back to the old lady's house. Not bad. It took a while, and I got food poisoning along the way because I ate, apparently, a candy bar. I ate a candy bar that went bad, and so don't really know what to do about that one. I will throw on some new wool socks. So we got 2 layers of wool socks on right now. I think it's probably a better plan to throw on one of these parkas or something if I can get it fixed. I don't know which of these is better. So we got a ski jacket and a windbreaker. This is one of those inner layer, outer layer things that you never quite know what the right choice is. Also, our gear is kind of busted up at the moment due to the fact that we've had some serious wolf problems. But we brought back this lady's food. I'm going to do my best to split off the stuff that I'm not going to be using, which is largely going to be sodas because we have water. But I don't want to give her too much of the stuff. That's the problem, is that, like, I'm not going to give her the MRE and things like that. Where does that put us? Oh, my God, she's only at 6,000 calories. How do I give her? I wanted to give her the MRE and just kind of see what happens here. If I wanted to give you, so trust menu. What would you like to talk about? I would like to give you... I will give you items. I have sticks. I have many sticks. If you would like to have those sticks, you may have those sticks. The MRE is worth 10. The can opener is worth like 20-something. And Reishi mushrooms are apparently worth something too. I'll confirm it. So there it is. She trusts us, plus 50. That looks like we can get a skill called sharpening now. Pilot like you has probably lived a pretty comfortable life. I mean, no better than most people and no worse. Out here, people understand the value of hard work, good tools, and working with their hands. You know, I can handle myself. We'll see. They say the most important tool out here is a hatchet or knife. Keeping them sharp is the secret. Well, I'll keep that in mind then. And then Milton history. So the outsider wants to know more. Yeah, what happened here? To understand Milton, you have to understand the collapse. I mean, I know about the quakes. We had them too in the mainland. Not like this, you didn't. Okay, so I guess that's that. So she'll still take multiples of whatever item it is. I can just give her sticks, apparently, and that'll be enough to get me there. How am I looking on my trust menu? Let's have a look here. So with the Gray Mother, trust is up to 55. Next one's at 75, and then we've got a cache location, which will be updated on the map. Information about where you can find a distress pistol. Okay, so I mean, there's stuff I can do here, but I'm starting to feel like it's time to move on. We've dumped a bunch of stuff with this old lady, and frankly, we can't even carry half the stuff that we have with us. My suggestion would be that we get rid of some of the extra antiseptics. Water purification tablets I would hold on to. Things that we can go through here. I'm going to actually, let's harvest off a lot of this stuff, because we've got a bunch of repairs that we need to run on our gear, and carrying around a whole bunch of stuff that's too heavy for us, I don't think is going to be like a real... I don't think it's going to be like a real boon to us. I think it's going to mess with us in the long term. So harvesting things off, I think, is going to give us a good chance. We can harvest off that crappy shit right there so that we don't need it anymore. And I'm going to try and get everything back up to 100% because we are losing our coldness factor like way too fast. We can get some cured leather out for that one, which is great. Cured leather is going to help us fix our shoes, which is the part that I'm super worried about. Keep on harvesting 2 cured leather out of that one, but that did take up a lot more time. And we're getting kind of sleepy right now. I don't think we're going to be able to harvest off too much more while we're tired like this. So let's go find ourselves a little nappy poo, and we'll work through if we have to. I'm going to try and get myself some more daylight before anything goes wrong, though. Jump in bed. Get a little bit of energy back because our stomach's full, and it should be all right. We also need to rest. We can't really do much until our food poisoning is gone, so other stuff to think about. So I've repaired what I have with what I have. I mean, I've gone through and I've used some of my supplies to basically get all of our gear patched up to a level where it's acceptable. I mean, we're not walking around in brand new gear or anything like that, but we are looking a little bit better than we were previously. We're still up inside Old Lady's house. I'm thinking it's time for us to strike out in a new direction. We don't have a lot of food left, so I'm thinking food is going to be priority 1. If we can get food taken care of, it's going to put us in a much better situation. On top of that, I'm going to strongly suggest that we start ditching some items just on the front porch. Now that we no longer need some of the stuff that we have available to us, leaving things on the front porch means that we have a central location where our stuff is, where we can get access to our things again in the future. But for right now, we don't have to lug around like 1,000 tons of everything we have with us. So she gave me a whetstone so that I could repair my stuff. We will drop you. Everything else is pretty much mission critical, and I'm not going to lose any of it. Things we have going on here. Don't really need the reclaimed wood, but just in case we need a fire, I'm going to hold on to it. With a lot of the clothing, though, I am going to go ahead and we'll drop that here because I see no reason to really weigh myself down with a bunch of stuff that's no longer going to be useful to me. I will keep the ski jacket with me, wherever that went. I don't know where the ski jacket ran off to. Ski jacket, where you at right now? There we go, ragged ski jacket. You can stay with me. But that does get us almost below weight. We're still carrying too much stuff around with us, but we're right on the edge. And with the way we're going to be eating through stuff, I think it's going to be okay. I mean, we've got a lot of books laying around, and that's going to be some of our weight. We've got some coal rocks sitting around. So I'll drop all 4 of those books to get me down below my weight. Got to make weight, man. It's like joining the wrestling team. We went off in that direction already. We found the farm. I feel like that was successful enough. Like, we found things out there that were useful. But this time, I think I'm going to cut off in this direction right here. This seems to go up the mountain and do something. And if we can find anything useful out this way, I think that's going to be pretty good for our adventures. Can we call them adventures, or is this more than likely labeled as a folly? I'm not sure. I think I'm going to start referring to this as a folly, because if I call it my... Ooh, a flare shell and cured leather. Okay, that's leather that's gotten clean, actually. Leather that has found the cure. Either that or it's just leather that's really, really into, like, 1980s, I don't know, pop, punk, rock, new wave, whatever the hell you would call the cure. It's okay, boys, don't cry. We're not going to talk about it for too much longer. Let's keep on hustling up the mountain. I'll be hustling up the mountain, burning calories. I'll be hustling up the mountain, hope there's no wolves. There's a radar domey thing right there. I think I'll go and smell that air. It smells like fart, don't go nowhere, I'm out. Picking up sticks seems like a good plan, too, just to grind out that lady's. Like, seriously, if I can get, like, 1,000 sticks and bring those back, that seems like the easiest way to do her rep without giving up useful items that I like myself, like the MRE, which I don't think I ever want to have a repeat of that. Losing my MRE is disappointing. Up the ravine we go. Well, we've got a dead body over here. If I was more competent with throwing stones, I'd try to whack a rabbit with a stone, but I don't know how that's going to go. We got 4 kilograms of meat over here. Not bad at all. Go ahead and harvest that off real quick. I do have a whetstone, so I should be able to fix the axe when the time becomes necessary. I think I should be able to make that happen. With this dude over here, let me see. Ooh, we've got cattail stalks, too. Might be a reasonably decent source of calories. 150 a pop. It's something that I can give up without having to worry about it. Like, that's the big part that I think goes into this, is donating food to this lady that we ourselves don't really care about or want. Yeah, I know, you got too much stuff to carry. That's just the way life goes sometimes. Sometimes the burden is too much to bear. Other times it's perfectly fine. Don't worry about it. Let's get this done. We got a couple of rocks right here. Let me get a rock out and see if I can... Got him! Ooh, nice! I wasn't expecting that to work so effectively. There we go. Kill that little bastard. Sorry, buddy. That's life. Goodbye! Hey, man. It's survival out here. I know there's those of you that are going to flinch at that right there, but you got to do what you got to do when you got to survive. It ain't playing out here. This is like real life. Well, in a video game. You get what I mean, though. When it comes down to survival, hey, animals got to go. That's basically the premise of human existence since, like, the dawn of time, so don't get salty about it. Oh, that rabbit's onto us. He knows. Now, cattail stock after cattail stock later, we are finally looking like we've got some serious calories in the bag. Literally, I've got a bag with me. And we've also got the venison, which I think makes a good drop-off for that lady. I might keep it for myself, though, depending on how rotten and nasty it is. Sort of depends. If it's too messed up for me to use, I'll use it for rep. And if it's perfectly fine, then I'll keep it, and she can have some of the other stuff. That way I can keep my calories nice and evened out. I got old man's beard over on this side. Any bunnies down that little gap right there? Mind the gap. Actually, it looks like there might be a cave or something right there. Let's go have a look at it. I think we may have found ourselves something useful over here. Some kind of like little wilderness refuge that somebody was using in order to get by. I don't know. Or we might walk into a bear. That would be the other fun part about exploring. Hello? Anybody in here? Any incredibly, egregiously angry bears around? No? No furious bearses? Okay, that's fine. I'll take that. What is this over here? Is that like an ore? Huh. That looks in some way useful. Like there's like an ore right there, but I don't know what we would use it for. Like I don't have a pickaxe or anything like that, so I guess I'll just leave it alone. We'll kind of mentally mark it and keep an eye on it. Let's go out to that radio tower. Well, radio tower is up here. I was hoping there'd be some kind of control building or something maybe out this way. Like something what might be helpful. Oh, there's a dead guy over here. Yeah, we got another body. In survival mode, you don't really care when you find dead guys. In the story mode, it seems a lot more... I don't know. It seems a lot more real when you find a dead guy. He got a arrowhead and some antibiotics. Sounds like the beginning of a joke. But I guess not. Well, not a very funny joke for him. Maybe a funny joke for me, possibly, if you're a little bit callous like that. Supply bin up here, though. Fire log, accelerant work gloves. Actually, pretty good collection of kit right there. Yeah, I'm aware, buddy. It's got to be getting pretty bad. But we've basically tapped out everything that was in this direction. I don't see anything else anywhere. And aside from making a mental note of the existence of... Oh, that seems kind of sheer. I don't know if that's a good idea. We'll walk back to Old Lady's house for right now, our central repository for good things, and I'm going to bid you all adieu. My name is Splattercat. Thank you for joining me here at the Nerdcastle for the next episode of the Long Dark Story Mode Wintermute. I will see you all in future episodes, probably planning on doing a full playthrough. Thank you for stopping in. I appreciate you all being patrons of the channel. I will see you all later. If you like what I do here on the channel, check out the Patreon. It's a great way to support me. And if you like what the developers do, make sure you support them by buying the game for yourself. That's the only way that good indie games keep getting made, is that the developers can keep paying the bills. See y'all later. Hi, do everybody.